don't see how it's even feasible to stand up against that kind of damage.
It's very true. I mean, that constant damage after 15 minutes is what's going to determine the kill or not.
Yeah, you'll go before anything else happens. But honestly, like I was saying, Anarchy RC is known for their fast-paced play. I don't think mana's going to be an issue at all.
All right, so on the top left-hand corner of your screen is going to be the team of Anarchy Roc. Top right is going to be Team EG. And these are the comps that we figured these teams were playing. Of course, the WLS, Warrior Lock Shaman. And the Shaman is going to be Resto in that setup. And of course, Team EG, again, playing Shadow Play, which was coined a very long time ago.
Oh, yeah. It's really been a staple for those two casters. Warlock and Shadow Priest have been able to fit into that composition for a while now.
All right, so what we're going to do is let's follow Talbadar out of the gate straight from the beginning, because it's great to see him bounce back and forth between playing offensive as a Shadow Priest and defensive.
Yep. Let's get pumped. He's ready for some round 2 action here. Come on, Team EG versus Anarchy Roc.
All right, so we see Talbadar straight from the start looking like he wants to put himself into position to use an early Psychic Scream, which hits all 3 members of the enemy team. Tremor gets them out, though, but look, you know, it causes them to use Tremor straight away. Yeah, and a Blade Storm already used by Wanfu.
Yeah, he uses Leap and his Blade Storm for maybe a second. Just a positioning thing I see to get into range. Talbadar is taking a lot of damage. Talbadar's Stomp is already now, like you said, he's already used it. And their Sekai peeled with that Death Coil, and he's taking tons of damage. Alien Jack's caught into a big fear, no Tremor to get him out. He's forced, maybe Trinket, I don't know, he's out of it now. And he's trying to get his way back over Pillar and get CK back up, and they're just having to retreat while Wanfu takes so much damage. All up in the face of Talbadar and Zale. Talbadar and Zale literally in base-to-base contact with him just
look at how much damage is coming out onto Wanfu right now. Shamans do so much healing when they're low, but man, when he has to pick 2 people up back-to-back, you see that he's going to be able to heal him because of the Earth Shield on him. Lots of heals are coming out onto Wanfu. You can just see the numbers scrolling across the screen.
Yeah, but this is almost a ridiculous situation for Alien Jacks to be in. To expect to be able to ignore all the CC or get out of it from Team EG is really unrealistic at this point. There you see that Hex. He's not going to do too much healing. As a Frog, Sekai just
look at that damage going on to Talbadar. A Death Coil right there. Sidus needs to pick him up, but he was blanket counterspelled. Look at both members of both teams, CK and Talbadar, taking so much damage. CKY, LOL, so low on life with Alien Jax. Still sitting pretty good on mana, so he might be able to heal through this. You see him switch his Earth Shield to CKY, but Talbadar, the constant damage from a warrior when you are a caster is so hard to make to get away from warriors. But look at the big swap by Team EG onto Wanfu, taking so much damage again. These life bars are going all over the place in this match.
Yeah, the dot up time on Wanfu is pretty much maxed out from Azale, and that's why you've seen the Riptide on him, Earth Shield on him the entire match. It's all Alien Jack can do to keep him up and deal with the swaps. A big triple howl.
Yeah, and there's that Spirit Link Totem, and these are the defensive cooldowns that you want to watch for to see, because the next time they push, he might not have that up.
Exactly, Nerith, the Earth Speaker, giving me a quest. Thanks, bro. Talbadar sitting in the middle there. It's a fear. He has been just a big focus target for Anarchy Roc. They seem to know exactly what they're doing. Sidhu catching a UA to spell silence, but he's not really pressured by it. This is what we're talking about. Talbadar, one of the best priests in the game, definitely the best Shadow Priest in my opinion. Just sitting with all this pressure on him, still using all of his utility spells, perfect timing, pumping out damage, playing good position. I mean, he's just the real deal here, and he's spiking below 50, unfortunately. But Sekai caught into a fear there at about half health. Wanfu, dots have fallen off Wanfu, and it looks like Alien Jack's going to be able to get him back up. This could be a good turning point for Anarchy.
Talbadar is still in trouble, down to half health. And but look at the amount of mana that Sidus has. It's not very much right now. Didn't see a Tide out of him yet, but Talbadar needs to be picked up. Not choosing to shift out of Shadow form so much because they're putting so much damage onto Wanfu. Alien Jack's dropping that Spirit Link Totem. I mean, those are the things that save his team so many times, but now that's going to be down, and Wanfu still taking lots of damage from the team EG.
Yep, chilling his shield wall right now. Definitely a good timing to use it. I don't think he would have survived that burst otherwise, but he has gone through a lot of cooldowns here.
And there we go.
Now just down to the basics for his warrior, but he's staying on his target. Talbadar is still under a lot of pressure. That MS effect, staying up on him full time, making things a little more difficult for Sidhu, and that's where a lot of his mana has gone. There hasn't been too much damage out on Zale. He's just mainly just sort of hanging out, pumping damage. He catches a fear here and there, but he's always getting out of it. And actually, Sidhu needs to pay some attention to him. He needs to give him some heals and probably get around that pillar for him, because Sidhu's playing really, really far back.
Definitely a spell lock onto Sidhu with Talbadar at half health and Azale on half health. Azale using his Demon Soul right now knows he needs to put out a lot of pressure because Sidhu's is Death Coiled. Wanfu still, look at that, so low on life right now. The dance is coming out as CKY to stop as much damage as he can, and Wanfu goes down.
Yep, even with the Rage Regeneration, all that healing coming in, you know, Team EG just finally lined up on him and put all the damage down.
Oh yeah, and the big thing, look at those wings. That's when you know a Shadow Priest is serious.
Yeah, and he just did not have that shield wall. He did not have any real big defensive cooldowns. Rage regeneration doesn't mitigate any damage, and the health gain is pretty negligible in the face of Warlock damage and Shadow Priest.
Definitely. One of the things we didn't see very much out of Talbadar, and it looked like it paid off. He wasn't switching out of Shadow Form at all.
Yeah, he was just throwing some absorbs, but you know, not really stressing his mana pool at all.
And the damage numbers, this is how you can tell.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Warlock damage difference right there.
It's pretty much double. Azael pumping out basically double damage from Psych. So I think that made a bit of a difference.
It definitely did. And late game, you can tell which Warlock has been keeping up his dodge, and that's the big thing. That was the big difference I saw in those two Warlocks, is Azael was constantly casting that UA every single time he had an opportunity, instead of just relying on the soul swap to spread it.
Yeah, and you know, we saw the uptime on Wanfu, like I said, was pretty much just the entire match, and it kept Wanfu sub 50, making him a target the entire time. Put a lot of pressure on Alien Jacks. I'm curious what they're going to change, if anything, going into this match, or maybe Ruins was just kind of rough for them, or...
I mean, at this point, with that match being so close at that point, because they made Sea-Doo use a couple cooldowns here and there, like the Spirit Link Totem and stuff, and that really saved his team. But there were many times during the match when Sea-Doo was low on hit points, Azael was low on hit points, and Talbadar was low on hit points.
Yeah, I see more swaps in map 2, for sure. For Anarchy Roc, if they want to take this, they're going to have to swap onto Sea-Doo. But that's what I was saying. Sea-Doo always plays some of the best positioning. As a healer, he's never around when you want to hit him. And that's kind of a good way to be as a healer. He's always max range from his teammates, you know, but he's always perfect timing to get in there for that Spirit Link Totem. You know, very, very good coordination for them. Anarchy Roc needs to disrupt that. They need to get in the middle of that big triangle they set up where Talbadar and Azael are just standing there tanking tons of damage, pumping out shadow damage like it's nothing to them. And, you know, Sea-Doo is comfortably healing from the sidelines. Anarchy Roc needs to get in Sea-Doo's face in a real big way and force him to play to his full potential, because that's the only way you're going to get him to make a mistake.
Oh, definitely. It looks like, you know, stopping the damage from the Shadow Priest was also a great choice. You know, every time that he stopped to cast a Mind Blast, you know, he was having some trouble getting those off.
But that's just a burst issue. I think there was more sustained damage coming from Azael than perhaps they had counted on. And when you stop the burst from your Shadow Priest, that helped them out quite a bit. But perhaps more pressure on Azael would have been the right way to go.
Oh, definitely. Well, I mean, the Warlock, you know, that's always a big decision, you know, to train the Warlock versus train the Shadow Priest.
Maybe not train the Warlock. Maybe just, you know, force him to portal at least. You know, get some cooldowns off of him so he's not just standing there chain casting on you.
All right, I'm going to send both teams in right now.
Do it.
Because I want to see this next match. 1-0 currently for Team EG over Anarchy Roc right now.
Yeah, and that's good because, you know, Team EG lost their first round robin match, which was unexpected.
It definitely was. I mean, it's the kind of thing, obviously, you can't count out any team at this level whatsoever. We haven't seen much from Anarchy Roc in the past, though.
Like I said, you know, you told me that, and then I was like, oh, where are they from? Oh, South Korea. All right. You know, instantly believable.
All right, so our second round is going to be on the Ring of Valor, which is a map that has undergone so many changes. Fire's gone, pillars change around a little bit. But I like this iteration of the map, though. I like the very far back starting locations and the opportunity to use line of sight straight from the beginning with that small pillar that comes up right away.
Yeah, as a longtime mage, I must say this is my favorite version of Ring of Valor 2 by a landslide.
All right, but the gates are going to be opening any second. This is going to be the second round for Team EG versus Anarchy Roc.
Team EG looking good, up on him 1-0 there in that Ruins match. But, you know, they got to watch Talbadar closely. Wanfu's going to be able to stay on him. There's not going to be any more, you know, weird pillar pathing where he's not going to have that opportunity. It's going to be just wide open spaces. And I'm looking for Wanfu to get a better use out of that opening Blade Storm. He had to do some cooldowns, kind of weird at the beginning. Things underway. Already a better start here for Anarchy Roc.
All right, and great straight away. Wanfu's trying to get to his target. Looks like he wants to line of sight a bit of that damage from Talbadar. Yeah, but and the big change now is Wanfu is now running Gag Order spec. which means he swapped up. He's going to get those blanket silences. That was a really good choice.
Yeah, this is really going to completely shut down Talbadar's damage, and it's going to limit his ability to put absorb effects on himself at really, pivotal times.
Yeah, look at the damage by Team EG.
Good choice. Yeah, I mean, Azael is chain casting damage on you. I've said it like 1,000 times now. You have to stop Azael's damage if you want to stay alive.
Oh, Wanfu down to half right now. Alien Jack still plenty of mana though. Feared away. Wanfu low. I mean, he already had to use a spell reflect. There we go. There's the shield wall right there.
That was kind of poor timing. He went sword board, threw up shield wall as he had 100% health. I completely disagree with that decision, but we'll see if that cooldown usage comes back to bite him later on. Defensively, that's how they lost this last match. Alien Jack's taking some pressure, just from dots though. Really just taking a ton of damage from Azael, who's all up on him with that Fell Flame.
Oh, but the damage is all over the place for the team of Team EG. It's going to be focusing both on CKY and Wanfu. I mean, both team members taking a lot of damage from this, but Talbadar definitely the target of choice. And you can see that Gag Order spec is going to help a little bit with the overall damage, but look at all three members of Team Anarchy Roc. Expect to see a Spirit Link Totem. Never mind, Alien Jack is far away. He's coming running in for that Spirit Link. He's going to use an Unleash to try to get him up, but no, wasn't able to make it over in time.
Yeah, so Team EG's team chat is probably something like this. Hey, let's just kill all of them at once. Okay, cool. Wanfu just, not nearly close enough to Alien Jack's Alien trying to play that max range and not get pressured, and he paid for it. Not in range for that Spirit Link, and there's really just no other way to get a Warrior from 20k health back up to a respectable level.
All right, now, damage. Wow. Damage-wise, though, didn't see anything too high, though. No. It was like, 32k Mind Blast. It happens.
Azael doubling his damage again. It's all the little things adding up here, and this is what makes Team EG such a force to be reckoned with. You can train Talbadar all day, but Azael is going to double your Warlock's damage.
Oh, yeah. It's a good idea, Talbadar staying in Shadow form that entire time while he had